Fighting game. Oh boy! Wow! All right, immediately, huh?
Fighting game. Yes, just the one.
I'm s- I'm sick, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Fighting games are going into 2023. Whew.
Yes, they are. Look at all of these new fighting games that came out literally today. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So, yeah. Topics. Let's see. First, DNF Duel Season Pass revealed. There will be
What is it?
characters. There will be characters added to the DNF Duel eventually. I will show you. I will show you the picture that they apparently posted. There you go. This is their season pass, and on all of its details. It's not fucking loading. Why? There we go.
Yeah, those are a bunch of characters.
Yep, that's
So.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You and I don't give a shit about DNF Duel, do we?
No. I mean, you never cared about it. I was like, well, people say it's fun, and then I saw gameplay.
Yeah.
Well, not only did I see gameplay, but I saw gameplay and also people like I had it explained to me how the game controls, and the combination of those two were enough to turn me off.
Yeah.
But not only that, but it is also getting a Switch release. Sometime. I don't know when.
Sometime.
Yeah, I could probably check, but I don't care. This is the journalism we bring. Hope you enjoy it.
Oh, it's a podcast, not
Yeah.
the journalisms. The journalisms.
Well, yeah, that's true.
We
but
talk about the things that we got. Talk about the things and our opinions on the things, but that don't mean we have to give a shit about the things. Well,
I mean,
that doesn't
true,
mean we have to give a shit about all the things. There we go.
Yeah, but it's a thing of like since we do the news updates, it feels like we should actually like give enough of a shit to actually like check the full scale of the news. But I can't force myself.
Well, I don't think we have to give a shit about all the news. No, I think that it absolutely is. We can just we're looking over to see if we have takes.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I would have just skipped that one outright.
I mean that's one of the two pieces of news this week or these past 2 weeks. So,
oh boy!
So it was this. It was nerf or nothing.
I'd take nothing.
But yeah. Then Nintendo commissioned Bandai Namco to develop a 3D action game. Further information is scarce. The information is on Bandai's Japanese site. Neither of us read Japanese, so.
Yep.
So the information is out there. We just don't have access to it, really.
I have to assume, like, if it is it big? If it's big news, I have to assume people have translated it, right?
Yeah, probably. I mean, it might just be a thing of like, this is literally all we know. It's just Bandai said, hey, a 3D action game is being developed. Nintendo commissioned us, and that's it.
Has that got anything to do with fighting games, though?
Well, that's the thing. We don't know if it's a fighting game or if it's just like, basically it's a thing of like, the wording is apparently vague enough that we don't know if it's a fighting game or, something like Pokken or something, or if it's just anime Weeboo game again. But this time for Nintendo Switch.
Well, boy, there's some fucking rollicking news topics this week, huh?
Yep. Lot of news.
Fuck me.
Then, the last piece of news that I apparently forgot about. Some well-known tournament organizer has been shit-canned.
Oh! Yeah!
Arturo, I forget something or Kirby, I think. I'll see in a bit.
Yeah, stealing money.
New York City Furby has been shit-canned because apparently they've been using their they've been using the pot, the pots for the tournament and the organization money that's also for the tournaments on booze.
Oh my
And
god. On that of all things.
like apparently they've been having a big alcohol problem, so that's the easiest one to point at. We don't know for sure if they just spent it all on booze, but it's a good guess.
Okay, well now that's not fair.
Yeah.
That's not fair. Hey. Maybe he just rationally chose to spend the money irresponsibly. Come on now.
But yeah, big embezzlement for half a year.
Amazing. Oh boy, yeah.
I also just want to read this comment from the discussion where I found this because it's good. Arturo Sanchez went full FGC. No, he didn't beat his wife. That's super full FGC.
That's it. Are there any known domestic abusers in the FGC other than infiltration?
I was going to say infiltration, but aside from them, I don't know. Maybe I feel like I've heard about a guy, but they've been they've been banned pretty much from every event. So you know.
Yeah. But I mean, like it's. I'm trying to think of like what would be a stereotypical negative thing for the wider FGC, but it's really more individual game stereotypes, like Smash players are pedophiles and smell bad,
Yeah.
or Melty players play in the bathrooms.
Yeah, play in the bathrooms.
Under Night fans don't exist.
No, they're all made up.
Yeah. Everyone has their experiment with Under Night, and it's like, whoa, this game's awesome. And for a minute, they're like, oh my god, I'm going to play this game from fucking ever. And then eventually, the lack of content and lack of really a community around it comes to pass, and you just kind of move on.
Yeah. Like I feel like there's more like negative memes that you could go with for like just Evo in general. But it's not really an FGC thing. That's just this one tournament thing. So. But yeah, that's all of our news.
Excellent.
So then, let's get this over with because it's. I expected this is retreading ground we've been on, but this popped up.
If a fighting game only has a basic arcade mode, versus mode, and some challenges, it should not cost $60.
Supply and demand.
Oh, that's. Well, first of all, yes, like, not talking about game design, just talking about economics. It's not what you are actually worth, it's what people are willing to pay for you. But talking from a game design perspective, yeah, that is kind of treading old ground. We'll talk about it because fuck, we need something to talk about. But I mean, well, where did we leave off? It was you can't just ignore single player. You can't just ignore the casual crowd. There are plenty of casuals who want to go and play online. They play COD all the time online, though. It is a smaller group that is willing to try fighting games online and say Call of Duty online because there's increased stress, and whenever you fail, you can't blame your teammates and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of casuals out there who have nothing to gain from good online gameplay. And correct me if I'm wrong here. I could be wrong. I'm not like, some fucking games industry insider. But the real meat of having, good multiplayer, good netcode, which is more accessible now than ever.
Yeah.
And there are a variety of other quality of life features that I don't know how hard they are to implement. But to my understanding, once the netcode ceiling has been broken, it's pretty easy to rise up there, right?
Well, I mean, it's a thing of like, rollback specifically isn't the easiest to implement. Like, it's easier now that GGPO is a thing, and that developers are actually acknowledging that it exists. But it's still not
Yeah.
not just a drag and drop. Oh, we now have GGPO. Like, people
Yeah.
still need to work around that code.
Yeah.
But that's my understanding. Like, neither of us are game designers, so
Yeah.
the design stuff that we know is just this is how it seems from the outside, and also this is what I heard from people who are in the design space,
Yeah.
if applicable. But
Yeah.
yeah. So, like, netcode, like, the quality of life feature is definitely harder to do. Like, the whole stuff with crossplay, and the reason that no, like, the reason that the crossplay hasn't gone mainstream yet is twofold. One, it's fucking hard. Two, PlayStation. Just
Yeah.
uh,
PlayStation is definitely being less of a bitch about it now than they were a while ago.
yes, but it's still a problem of as far as I understand, it's still a problem of Sony requires an additional payment so that you can get access to PSN, which makes crossplay harder because you have to convince convince the higher ups that people want crossplay, and they do. But it's a thing of like, well, we could just make this game without crossplay for, I don't know, like fucking $15 million, or we can make it with crossplay for 16. And investors look at that and they go, we're making it without crossplay because that saves me $1 million. Oh boy. All right.
Sure, we'll call them douchebags.
All right, I'm back.
Plenty of
So I don't know what the fuck happened. My internet just decided, hey, no. Anyway, let's.
Okay, I carried on just in case you were like, just in case it wasn't an internet problem, like somebody threw an axe at Eddie's head and he had to duck.
Yeah.
So I carried on for a little bit, but yeah, just real quick, crossplay. We're biased because we come from a group of friends that are on different platforms, in particular, particularly between Yumi and Pink.
Yeah.
Pink may be shifting his priorities, but I think for a while it has been you're a PlayStation guy. Pink's an Xbox guy, I'm a PC guy. And I'd really prefer if we could all get to play on our favorite consoles, please.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't have a real preference when it comes to consoles. It's just whatever or whether platforms. Like, I don't have a real preference when it comes to platforms. It's just whatever gives me the biggest bang for my buck. But that varies by generation, and also, like, it's also what's available, because I would like to play games on Xbox, but my Xbox doesn't work and hasn't worked for the past 3 years, so tough luck. And I also just don't have the money to just go and get another one, and then just other monetary stuff. So yeah, like, it would be nice if crossplay was just a thing that existed, but money. That's pretty much what it boils down to. Money.
Eh.
And that's a lot of what this argument is. It's just investors suck. They're a plague. And
It's how the system works.
Yeah.
Either which way, yeah, to get away from the political aspect of it, because that's no good for anyone.
Yeah. Oh shit. All right, I guess this is just gonna be a problem. So anyway,
yeah,
I don't know what the fuck's going on, but it's server side, like it's on the ISP.
yeah. Well, it could be Discord's servers for Eastern Europe are just having issues.
Well, no, because in theory we should be connecting to Discord servers on the fucking East Coast, I think.
Oh,
but yeah, like, no, my entire internet just decided no. Once again, like, and like, the thing is, I have I can check if it's just the internet in the house with my phone, and the mobile internet also didn't work. So yeah, it's server side. It's on the ISP.
Weird.
Yeah, they're power cycling the fucking internet for everyone, I guess. Anyway, yeah, we moved on from that topic, so let's get the next one. Fuck's sake.
Yes.
So, next topic. Have you ever felt buyer's remorse from a fighting game?
No. I was just actually thinking about this the other day. The only video game I can recall ever having truly regretted purchasing was Far Cry 5. Fighting games, even when they're bad, I think they still have a certain appeal to them. Just from the unique characters and so on.
Yeah.
And a really high quality fighting game is really nice in a lot of ways, and a bad fighting game is usually nice in a lot of ways it's not meant to be.
Yeah.
Like, the only fighting games I could think of that I would just, like, go, no, I don't want to play that, are the ones that are just so offensively bland from experimental periods. Like, what was that fighting game on, like, the Sega or whatever? There was just dudes made of dots.
Oh, Balls.
Vaguely
Balls
flailing.
3D.
Balls, I would say that one I would regret purchasing, but I've never purchased it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing of, like, we don't really buy games on sight unseen, the two of us, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think both of us can be generally fairly wise with our purchases, and on top of that, neither of us are the kinds of people to go out of our way to play a game we know we won't like.
Yeah, I'm less so, but it's also a thing of, like, fucking journalistic integrity.
Which I still think is crazy, because you're the one who's the most tight for money out of all of us, and yet you're the one who deliberately chooses to spend money on games you won't like.
Yeah, because I want to be proven wrong. Like, I never go into a game going, I will hate this. I need to hate this.
See, no, if I were to start up Witcher 3, I'd go into it going, I need to hate this.
But yeah. So, yeah, I do kind of have a regret when it comes to fighting games, because I bought Soul Calibur 5, sight unseen. And I had my fun. I had my fun with the game. I had my fun playing Ezio and doing shit in Soul Calibur 5, but it's like, at the end of the day, was it worth the $10 that I spent on it? You know.
Oh, $10. Yeah, I'd say it's worth it just to have there.
Yeah, I time my purchases. I never would have paid $60 for Soul Calibur 5. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, that's the closest I think I have to buyer's remorse for a fighting game, because, like, the example raised was Street Fighter 5, and, like, I can see how that would be that would be something that I regret if I bought it at the time when it came out. I didn't. So, you know. Like, technically, I could also say Tekken 7 because of the lack of content in it, but then also, like, you know, once again, I had my fun with it when it came out, and it's just like, I'm disappointed in Tekken 7 because it didn't live up to what it could have been, more so than what it is.
Yeah.
And then that's also disregarding that I bought Tekken 7 twice. So yeah, that's that. Then let's see. All right. This will be a quick one, I think. What fighting game has the best air dashes and why?
Oh, Marvel?
And why?
Is there any character in Guilty Gear who has 8-way dashes?
Hmm.
It depends on what you're looking for too, because Guilty
Yeah.
Gear, I think, has air dashing that gives you the possibility of doing, like, anime maneuvering, whatever you want to do. but it's not like Marvel, where Marvel, the air dashing is so nuts. The game is, can you catch Magneto?
Yeah. Yeah, it depends on what you're looking for, because Marvel has the most most maneuverability within. But then Guilty Gear is the best representation of just the vanilla air dash, in my opinion. And then Unist has a very interesting take on air dashes. So
Yeah.
like, depending on what you're looking for, all three of them could be the best.
Huh. Yeah, I think it really does just depend on what you're looking for, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Then, what are some not necessarily good mechanics you want to see more fighting games try and implement?
Huh.
I have an easy answer because I always bitch about it. Burst.
Well, it said not necessarily good.
I mean, burst isn't necessarily good though. Like
I think, well, it
imagine
depends
bursting
on the
in Street
game.
Fighter.
If you have burst, well, the thing is that the basic design principle of burst is pretty common in a lot of games. Street Fighter doesn't have like a burst where you can burst out of combos, but Street Fighter still has, V reversals and then whatever the equivalent is called in Street Fighter 6 that are block breakers.
Ah, yeah.
And Mortal Kombat has had block breakers for years now. Or not years, but like decades now.
Yeah, combo breakers. Well, but I think, like, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. And of course, KI, when you get that hit and you get in on the combo, that is no guarantee you'll do the combo because KI has its entire separate system that's different from everybody else.
Yeah.
Unless you do like the combos, like you don't use the because KI you can still do classic fighting game pure combos and those can't be combo broken. But as long as you're using the KI combo system, of course, alternating between
Yeah.
lights, mediums, and heavies, then you can get knocked out of the combo.
Yeah. Oh, then let's see. What would you say? What is a not necessarily good mechanic that you wish was in more fighting games?
Uh, Not necessarily good mechanic. Let's see. I would say, I really don't know. That like it's not often that I think about, you know, the fighting game mechanics themselves and going like, "Oh, this changes everything and makes it good." I'm a big fan of oh, you know what? I'll just pick one just because I think it's cool.
Yeah.
It was in CVS 2. I'm pretty sure it was in several other games. It's probably on Alpha. Yeah, I think it was in Alpha as well. The different tiers of super moves, where if you put
yeah.
the input, the strength of the button controls how much
Yeah.
meter it uses and how big and cool and much damage it does. The whole deal.
Yeah, that's a good like though the tiered supers kind of work like proto EX moves. So I can see why they went away. At the same time, they would be a nice transition. So it's like a thing of like,
Yeah.
you can do a normal Hadouken, you can do an EX Hadouken, you can do an EX. I always forget like all 50 names of Ryu's Hadouken supers. Let's go with Denjin, I guess.
Yeah.
You can do a level 1.
Shaku, Denjin, the whole deal.
Yeah. You can do like a level 1 Denjin Hadouken. And it's just slightly faster and does slightly more damage than an EX Hadouken. The level 2 goes up a notch, and then level 3 is the actual like cinematic Denjin super.
Yeah.
Like that would be a really nice way to do things. I don't remember. Doesn't Street Fighter 6 do that? I feel like I remember. No, I think it does it split by the super. So like some supers are always cinematic and others are always like utility.
Yeah.
But still, like that's a step closer to that. I guess speaking of CVS too, Groove Select.
Groove Select is great. Yeah.
Like groove select, I wish more games did groove select, even though that meant that a lot more games would have bad grooves, or just like have no real good grooves.
I want to say, technically speaking, in CVS 2, there are no bad. Oh no, wait. Of course, A groove. What am I thinking? Custom combo groove.
Yeah.
There are a few other grooves that are considered viable, but yeah, custom combo groove is the crazy one.
But yeah, so that, let's see what else. Can I think of any other stuff? I can't. All right, cool. Nothing comes up really.
Yeah. Well, all right then.
Then I think this will be the long one, so I'll go with the shorter one. So, someone raised the question: do you think Dem's Fighting Herds would be more popular if it wasn't so tied to the MLP brand?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
I mean, it define more popular because more people would look into it because it wouldn't be ponies. At the same time, the game does have 6 characters, and that's it.
Skullgirls has 8.
Yeah, that's true.
Skullgirls rapidly outpaces Them's Fighting Herds. Skullgirls is one of the only American-made fighting games to become popular in Japan. Them's Fighting Herds has not.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not just the association of, oh, it started as a My Little Pony game. It's the fact that it still looks like a fucking My Little Pony game.
Yeah, like the aesthetic, there's definitely an aesthetic problem, and I mean, like people could and would say that, oh well, they're doing the schoolgirls aesthetic. I would argue that the schoolgirls aesthetic only really works for Peacock anyway, but you know.
Well, Peacock isn't the same aesthetic as everyone else because she's a Looney Tunes character.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like the a part of why I don't like Schoolgirls as much as I should, based on the actual gameplay of it, is that like pretty much any design of any character just stinks, aside from like Peacock and Big Band. But yeah. I see this as I see this as a Beowulf main, but you know.
I disagree. I think Skullgirls has some pretty great art design. I do think it's a little bit too horny at certain points, but I think it is generally pretty great. However, we have had this issue before with Killer Instinct, and discussions of that have gone nowhere, so
yeah,
I think we better just move on.
Yeah. Then I need to. I don't know how to read this because it's an entire like it's not a title. This is a thesis statement.
Oh boy.
Shortening combos is better for accessibility than simplifying or removing command inputs. Fucking Hadoken is easy. Looping or infinite touch of death combo strings can go on forever. And sorry, I need to read this how it was written. So looping or infinite touch of death combo strings can go on forever and turn away everyone who isn't as used to combo trials as the FG pros who often struggle to learn these long precise combos, these long one word, in their vids.
That is... See, I don't know about that. It depends on just the difficulty of the input of the combos. Just simply because Marvel vs. Capcom, anyone can put in... Like, Marvel vs. Capcom, the timing is so light that it's really, you can just input light, medium, heavy, launcher, up, light, medium, heavy, launcher.
Yeah.
And I would say it's a combination of... A big part of the issue is not so much that the combos be too big. A big part of the issue is just that we have never gotten across the narrative of you don't have to do big combo. And we continually fail to actually address the real issue there. Because at the end of the day, it's simple to say, okay, let's just change the design of all games going forward. It's less simple to say, get people on the internet to stop saying stupid things, get people in the FGC to stop saying stupid things, get people in the FGC to start actively working towards saying smarter things that make the games less intimidating for newer players.
Yeah. Like, I feel like, obviously I would be affected by this change because I am the combo in our group. But
You love big combos in specific, yes.
yeah, and I love big combos in specific, but I also don't like Touch of Deaths. Which is a weird thing to say, but it's true. Like, I like big combos that have an end, a beginning, a middle, and an end. I don't like combos that just literally go on forever, unless that's the point of the game, as in Hokuto no Ken. And I don't think I can tell. I don't think I can tell you a game where I like Touch of Death combos aside from Hokuto no Ken. Like,
it's
like I think the only reason I like them even in that is because they look funny.
Like, to be fair, it's different when it's a tag game because it's like, okay, it's not actually a Touch of Death combo; it's a third of your health combo because each character is a third of your health, right?
Yeah, well, it depends on how large the tag roster. It's either half or third, but yeah.
Yeah. And like what was I gonna say? Oh, I've entirely slipped my mind.
All right.
Oh, okay. No, you go on because that
All
was
right.
pretty well, I guess, the extent of what I had to say.
Yeah. But yeah, like I like big combo. I don't like games going forward, going toward just all right. Your combo is sweep into Hadouken. That's your combo,
Yeah.
and like because like that feels unfulfilling. That's my main reason of why I don't like combos that are like that, because like combos for me begin at like hit 4. Really, because that's the point at which I recognize that I'm actually in a combo.
Yeah, it's the same for me, personally speaking.
Yeah, but you're usually on the receiving end because I don't fucking let you live. Like I don't let you breathe. But yeah,
it's often the same for pressure, which is bad because you're supposed to be blocking pressure.
Yeah. I mean, I think with pressure, your best bet is to just train your lizard brain to just block it automatically. Because like I'm reminded of when
that's what I have to do.
I'm reminded of the one time I fought Mike, and like did he hit me a couple of times? Like he got a couple straight hits in. He blocked 90% of my pressure because he just had experience.
Yeah.
Like he was really good at blocking, and that's good because that's what you're supposed to do against someone who plays rushdown.
Yeah.
Like the problem there was that he couldn't really capitalize on the fucking whatchamacallit, the gaps in my offense, but like that's partially just because that I think that was his first time playing Guilty Gear at all. So
Oh yeah, absolutely, it absolutely was.
So yeah, like that kind of makes sense.
And he will never play it again.
Nope.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so yeah, like people complain about combo length because I don't want to watch a 30-minute cutscene, and like I want to know which game that's released in the past 5 years people are playing that has 30-minute cutscene combos.
And let you know about it because that's the one you want to play.
Yeah. Nah, but like it's once again I think of like I think the chance for long combos should be there. At the same time, for fuck's sake, put a burst in your game. Especially if you want a long combo game, put a burst in your game for fuck's sake. People need it.
It's different for, like I said, it's different for tag games because again, like in Guilty Gear, big combo, okay, burst to get out of it so you don't lose all your health. In Marvel, it's okay, your first character's dead, move on to the next character.
Yeah.
Right?
But yeah, also I think that's another problem is that like when I think of games with big combo, I think of like Guilty Gear or Blaze Blue or I actually don't know. I guess Uni. When most people when most people make games that are long combo. They think of Marvel and nothing else. And there's a big design difference between those two, because in Marvel, touch of deaths, and as you said, like, lose a character and all that. In Guilty Gear, Blaze Blue, and Uni, you have some sort of burst. Apparently, Vorpal doesn't actually work like a burst. I haven't checked yet, which would disqualify it from being in this discussion. But like, I know that Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue had bursts, and I think that's why. Like, I think that makes the long combos work better, because then it's just another mind game. Are you going to burst, or are they going to bait the burst? And then it stops being a combo thing and starts being a mind games thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. And as for like this is better for people who are new, like, I don't know. Some people definitely. Like the people who would have played Champion Edition and nothing else, probably. But in the past, like, how many years has it been since Champion Edition? 20? 30?
Quite a few. I mean, here's the thing, right? Is that
Yeah.
different? Like, it's unusual for someone to be like us and be interested in all fighting games.
That's what I'm trying to head towards. Yes.
Like, it's not just like a thing of like, oh, old heads, grognards want the Street Fighter Championship editions again. It's also like a thing of there are people that want a game that is footsie heavy, poke and poke and poke, and they see combos as getting rid of what they want, which is the back and forth, right?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to head towards. Like, that's why I was asking about when Champion Edition came out, because like in however many years that there has been, fighting games have evolved a certain way. People might not like that, but that's fine that they don't like it. Like, there should be games coming out for everyone. There just aren't.
Yeah.
I
think we're getting. I think things are moving again.
Hopefully, I'm not hopeful, but hopefully.
When have you ever been hopeful?
15 years ago, maybe. Like, are we talking about fighting games specifically, or just in life general? Because if in life general, then 15 years ago, yes. And I believe that's all of the topics that I found.
All right.
Yes, it seems like it. So, did you play any fighting games?
Let's see. I actually did get KOF 15 for Christmas.
How's the matchmaking?
Well, I've not gone online. The truth be told, I've been so busy with so much bullshit lately, including getting sick, as well as putting more time into Gladius and God of War Ragnarok, that I only had to put a little bit of time into practice. I will immediately say, game looks better than 14. I know that's not a hard thing to do, but it does noticeably look better. It is noticeable, like, it's some of just the weird things of like characters progressing. I'm still not quite used to Leona not having any supers where she turns into Orochi Leona, but she does invoke them in all of her supers. So her hair turns red, but she doesn't go crazy, right?
Yeah.
Ralph, I believe, my memory may be failing me here, but Ralph, I believe, got the Argentine backbreaker back. Which, thank God. Because it was very weird having a Ralph with no command grabs. That was like a core element of his kit, was that Clark was the classic grappler who just has trouble getting in, but when he gets in, he's got the brutal grabs. Ralph was supposed to be the grappler who didn't have so many crazy grapples. He's not, some Zangief nut job. He's more like your Armikas that have an easier time getting in, but not so many grab options when they get in, right?
Yeah.
the let's see, the other things I noticed, I did put in a bit of time with the new rival girl, Shunai. I did not put any time in with Shunai. But the new rival girl is fairly cool. I did not get enough time to really fully experiment with her, but it is a very fun gimmick that she keeps her hands in her pockets the whole time and lets the big floating demon god hands, whatever, do the fighting for her.
Ah, yeah.
Rugal is Rugal. He good. He feels just like he did in the old games.
Nice.
The
Wait,
only difference I have
is he Omega Rugal or 94 Rugal?
He is classic Rugal because he does not have gray skin. He's got his regular skin, but he is not wearing a suit.
Oh, I'm asking moveset wise.
Oh, he plays like Omega Rugal.
Oh.
Well, I think he. Hang on. Could you? I've never put in much time with classic Rugal. Most of my time with Rugal is in 2002.
Yeah.
Which, of course, is Omega Rugal only. You can't play as regular Rugal. So remind me, what are the differences?
Genocide Cutter has two hits at most, and that's the heavy version, I think. Like it's either a hit or
He's
two.
got that.
All right, then let's see what else can I remember.
The light Genocide Cutter is the classic one hit. The heavy is the 2-hit, and for EX he does the 3-hit where it ends with the little rolling overhead kick.
All right, so yeah, that's cool. Let's see what else can I remember. Kaiser Wave. I don't remember if he had Kaiser Wave as regular Rugal in '98.
I don't think he did, and he doesn't have Kaiser Wave as a regular move here.
All right,
but it is still a super. I believe you can still charge it, though, because they're working with 3D models and not sprites now. He doesn't have the weird electricity engines come out of his back when he charges up Kaiser Wave anymore.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with, especially because it's supposed to be Verse brought him back from the dead. Why would he come back from the dead with the cyborg bits already in him?
Yeah. All right, then what else can I remember?
Oh, Rugal got a new move.
What is it?
He shoots a laser out of his eye.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, the evil eye now shoots a laser. I didn't put in enough time to say like whether it was crazy, but he's now getting a regular special move up variant of it, and I believe between his supers, one of his basic desperation moves is the Super Genocide Cutter, of course.
Yeah.
No, I don't. He doesn't have this the Desperation Genocide Cutter anymore. I'm wrong about that.
Oh.
The standard desperation move. He has two standard desperation moves. One is the classic gigantic pressure. He takes you to one wall. He takes you to the other.
Yeah.
The next one is Super Eye Laser, where he looks down and then looks up, and the beam just clears the whole screen.
Nice.
And his super cinematic. Everyone's got two standard desperation moves that look the same as they always did, that get a little more cinematic if you spend a bit of extra meter. And everyone's got their big cinematic super, right?
Yeah.
And that's your, super duper desperation move. And for Rugal, his super duper desperation move, I believe, is Kaiser Wave.
Ah, nice. Then Rugal sounds good.
Did Rugal not have the I-Beam super in 2002?
I don't remember. I didn't play too much 2002 Rugal because it was Omega Rugal. So
yeah, it seems like they definitely tried to go for a hybrid of classic Rugal and Omega Rugal here.
Yeah, which is fine. Like that's a good way to go about things, in my opinion.
Yeah. Were there any? Let's see. Were there any other characters to put a bit of time in with? Like several of them are relatively unchanged from 14. Clark is still Clark.
Yeah,
and that's certainly not a bad thing. 14 had a good Clark. But yeah, I need to actually go ahead and put in more time with that. Come to think of it, before the next FGA, because that is a good one to talk about. Oh, there was someone weird I put time in with. Oh, Vanessa is more or less unchanged from 14 as well. Which, again, good. Vanessa, I think, more or less hasn't changed since 2002, has she?
I don't think so.
No. And she doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Robert and Rio are both still really good. However, I do want to ask, in 14, did Rio have a fake projectile?
Hmm. I don't know.
Well, Rio now, at least in 15, has Dan's Hadoken,
Oh,
which is hilarious because that started as a joke, but KOF's like, actually, we want that.
yeah.
So now Robert is the only one out of the two who can really zone. Rio has to get in, which is a bit odd because Robert's got the better rushdown tools, anyways. It's weird. Good King. She's only got 3 moves, but it's the 3 move you want. No, 4 moves, but it's the 4 moves you want. I think. No, 3. Venom Strike. The course, the classic backwards cartwheel where she traps you. It's actually even called trap, isn't it? Trap shoot or whatever.
Yeah.
And whirlwind kick. And those are the only 3 you need with King. And that's all the characters I can immediately recall having put in time with. It was on Christmas Day, and it was a deluge of candy, so the memory is a bit poor. But yeah, absolutely. Like it definitely feels good. It feels like classic KOF.
Nice.
And I saw that you're playing WWE 2K22, which is honestly in a lot of ways like it's not full All Stars level. Where I would count WWE All Stars as a full unironic fighting game, even though it happens in a wrestling ring. Like 2K22 is way closer to a fighting game than any previous mainline WWE games, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm playing it right now. It's weird. The combo system is fucking weird. Is what it is.
It is, but it feel good.
It can feel good depending on the character, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, there's some guys that you can't help. I mean, it makes each of the wrestlers feel a bit more unique, especially because I think I said this to Soon before. And I don't remember if I said it in the public channel where everyone could see it. But like, there are some characters I don't know if you've noticed that have weirder combos.
Yeah.
Cedric Alexander has a combo route where he stamps on the opponent's toes, and they go, "Oh fuck my feet," and then you hit them while they're freaking out over their feet.
Yeah.
And Charlotte has combo routes. I think all of her combo routes actually, all of her heavy combo routes. She will knife edge chop the opponent, and it'll make them turn around, and she can do back moves to them instead.
Nice.
I think there's some very solid, but like this is a very solid foundation to build on for future games. Definitely.
Yes. Some of the control choices that they made, I don't know if I agree with completely. But otherwise, yeah, like yeah, I don't know. Just
by the way, did you see you can spin meter to get? Did you see that everyone has the kip up ability now? You can spin meter to get up.
That is very nice.
Yeah. Makes the game feel a lot more like a game and a lot less like, oh, it's just the other guy's turn now.
Yeah, and it also just really it's really good because I beat the showcase mode because you have to. Well, I have to because I'm not buying the fucking accelerator. I don't even.
So here's the funny thing.
Yeah?
Here's the funny thing. If you buy the accelerator,
it doesn't work on that. Right? I forgot.
No, you have to if you want JBL, Eddie Guerrero, a good couple character variants. There we go. And Dominic Mysterio, you have to play through Showcase.
Nice. But yeah, so I beat the Showcase mode, and it was really funny going from a cutscene where Ray's just getting his shit pushed in for like the entire cutscene to then just him keeping up.
Yeah,
and then like, all right, moving on. Just continue the offense.
Does he do it? Did they set Ray to have an actual kip up animation, or does he just do the standard like get up?
He has a keep up, like an actual kip up.
That is weird. I don't think I've ever seen Ray do a kip up.
I don't think so either. But then by the amount of matches in general I've seen are limited. So
yeah. Well, it also depends what era of Ray are we talking, because Ray is okay now. Now that he's off the gas, he's doing better now. Ray, for the 10-year span from like 2003 to 2013, dog shit. Terrible. Awful. And then Ray from like 95 to about 2002, one of the best in the business.
Yeah.
Shrug. I don't know.
So yeah, like that's cool. The thing that I don't know how much I like them doing is just that springboards are now on a button combination, and it's not a button combination that I would immediately go, oh yeah, that's how springboards work.
To be fair, they're still running springboards.
I have yet to I have yet to do one to the inside.
Yeah.
That's the weirder part, because like the standing if the running springboards were easier to do, I guess. Like I don't know what's actually what my real problem is, because like the standing springboards have been a problem in the past with the games and how they functioned. So
Yeah.
like it's fine that they changed that, but then also the running springboards also seem finickier. Or maybe I just don't know which button to press anymore to actually like make them go. Cause like it used to be just press the punch button, but that doesn't work anymore. Not that I can tell. But yeah. And otherwise, like I've spent some time in the creation suite. It sure is. I I'm I'm pretty much just trying to grind money so that I can buy the buyable people, so that I can actually download characters from community creations.
You
Because
don't
that's
put time into universe to do that?
I don't fucking know.
I mean, no, I mean, like, you can make money from playing universe.
Yeah, I don't know where you get money from, because the last game I played was 16. So
I believe any match in any game mode will get you money, depending on what is considered to be the match rating, I believe.
So yeah. Currently, as we're talking, I'm being the shit out of The Rock and Steve Austin. Apparently, in actual like storyline, I guess. They're in a tag. This match just kind of fell on me. I just got done beating Macho Man, even though he's dead. So
Amazing.
yeah. Uh, anyway, yeah. I also put in some time with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All Star Battle R.
All right.
So JoJo's Bizarre whatever, fuck it, All Star Battle R is CyberConnect's best fighting game. It's their most competent fighting game ever, I think.
Holy Jesus.
Like unless they're hiding a game from me that I haven't played, that it is.
Say it ain't so.
It actually feels like a fighting game.
Inconceivable.
Yeah. I mean the game like the game feels like it took the basis of or whatever the base of Ultimate Ninja on the PS2, that series, and just went, okay, so what if we actually introduce depth? Which is good, because Ultimate Ninja looked like a fighting game and played somewhat like a fighting game. Like it played like if you mixed Smash with traditional fighters, but it wasn't quite there.
Yeah.
And then All Star Battle R has combos, has weird ass gimmicks for every character. Like the gimmicks are a lot of fun, especially because it's like, all right, so here's this weird ass part of this character. How do we adapt it to this fighting game so it actually like impacts the character while still staying true to them?
Yeah.
And the way they do that is very fun. Sometimes it just comes up as weird and contrived, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. It's like JoJo wasn't meant to be a fighting game first, so
Yeah.
but yeah, like for example, my girl Foo Fighters, she has a movement ability that's on a meter or whatever. I don't know what to call it. Like it has charges, like Johnny's coins,
Yeah.
and with it, like it's basically, imagine if you had Rekkas, but the Rekkas, instead of just going 1, 2, 3, just went anywhere on the screen, but you can only do 5 Rekkas at a time. and that's her movement ability, pretty much. And the way you recharge the charges is she has a taunt where she drinks because she's made of algae in the show. And that's a thing. That's a thing that she has to do. She has to drink constantly so she doesn't try it and die.
I see. So this is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Continue. Jojo, yes. So that then let's see what who else I could point out. Like the main antagonist of part 6 is Pucci. He has to go now. His planet needs him. No, but
his planet will always need him.
yeah.
So unfortunately, he died on his way there.
Yeah. So Pucci had a version in the original version or in the original game, but you see the part 6 wasn't finished when the original game came out, I guess, because it wasn't a complete version of him. It was only his first appearance. Yeah. Now, one of the things, and this isn't a spoiler, I don't think, for the series, but still, whatever, spoiler alert for people who are watching part 6. Skip like 20 minutes. So yeah, Pucci's gimmick is that he changes stands. His stand evolves. And they made this a gameplay mechanic. So you see, Pucci has like separate conditions that he needs to fulfill, and that's how his stand evolves throughout the match.
I see.
And his stand, its original power, well, its actual like power in the manga, is to go through time, like just reset time, pretty much. So how they made this work is he just gains extra slow mo, and he can move through the match normally while you move slow, which isn't the best, but you know it's something. There's also other things like with Dio, they couldn't give him just time stop as a super because that's not what you do with Dio. They gave him Road Roller because you have to. They can't not. But yeah, so to make up for that, time stop is a normal. Time stop is just a normal move that you can do whenever.
Really?
Yes. So how time stop works is you input the input to do time stop, and then Dio does a dance, and if the dance finishes, he stops time for as long as you have meter. And of course, the meter drains very fast because if not, then it would be broken. But
yeah,
still, like that's a very neat gimmick that they did with that, in my opinion. And just overall, like the game is full of all of the fan service stuff like this. Like it's a lot of fan service, which is what CyberConnect is good at.
Yeah.
But just having this amount of fan service in a game that's actually kind of good is a big surprise.
Yeah, I'm gonna be out of money for a good long while because I need to recoup the savings I spent on this computer. But whenever I do get money again,
now the netcode, I can't talk about the netcode because I tried to match with people and couldn't find a match. So, but it's a game without rollback netcode in today. So,
yeah.
Oh, the story. I was just thinking of things that you can do without the netcode and the story. So the game's story used to either not exist or be bad, I forget. But they remade the entire thing for this re-release. And what they did is they have these matches that retell some of the fights from the manga, aside from part 8 because fuck part 8, I guess.
Yeah.
But as well as this, they also added what if matches, and all of these have specific dialogue. And not only do the actual like canon fights have their specific dialogue of what happened when that fight started in the actual manga, But when you do the what if storylines, they wrote additional dialogue for the characters' meaning and shit. Which, once again, like, is this something that you should expect? Probably, but the fact that I don't, is telling.
Eh,
Like CyberConnect has always been a company where their games are um a lot of small details while missing the big things. And JoJo, like, I won't go as far as to say that JoJo's doesn't have this problem, but it's a lot less pronounced than it is in than other games.
yeah.
So yeah, fun game.
All right.
And I think that's all I've done. So I suppose we can call that a podcast.
Oh,
Fighting games were.
fighting games were indeed.